Good morning. It is payday today. The fun part about this payday is not only did my husband get some holiday pay from Labor Day, but he also picked up a shift during this pay period, which means that the paycheck was a little bit more than expected. We were planning for $3,200, which is typically how much we bring home all together each payday. It actually ended up being $3,755 that we both brought home this payday, which is so helpful because if you guys have been watching our channel, you know we have a lot of expenses coming up that we need to plan for and that we need to put money aside for. So literally every little bit counts right now. I'm going to take you guys through what I do every single payday. But first, I am just going to go over what deductions we have coming out like before we even get our money. So for taxes, my husband, he gets a little bit more federal taxes taken out than I do, but we just decided to leave it that way. I think it's been that way for a while. Federal taxes for his check, just under $300 came out. There was like the Medicare tax that came out, Social Security, which, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that we are, like people like my age are going to see Social Security benefits? Like, are we ever going to get money from that in our lifetime? I know there's lots of talks of possibly getting rid of it, not getting rid of it. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that we are going to see that money? My husband had $200 come out of his paycheck for Social Security, and then our state income tax came to $85 that came out of his check. With my paycheck, I had $200 come out for federal taxes. I had $47 come out for state taxes. I had a local tax come out. That was about $20. And then as far as health insurance, that does come out of my paycheck. It was a total of $167, and that's for 2 weeks. So monthly it comes to about $340-ish for our whole family. That's for me, my husband, and the kids. Bi-weekly dental came to $30.75, and medical came to $129. Vision came to $7.28. That's all bi-weekly. As far as our contributions for retirement or our Roth 401k, I did contribute $206 from this paycheck. So in total, federal taxes, we had $500 come out. What do you guys think about that? Right now, I think we're kind of like feeling like we'd rather be safe than sorry. With this being a different type of year, with me earning a little bit more money from other sources like the audits that I do, TikTok, things like that, just getting a little bit more money. I still don't think that if we do owe, we'll owe pretty much. I don't think it'll be significant. Either way, I've been putting money aside whenever I get a significant amount of money, automatically just putting it in our house savings account. As you guys know, if you saw that video, I'm going to take you guys to my monthly budget that you guys have probably seen before, but this is what I do every time we get paid. In the top left hand corner, that shows our income. I did update it to $37.55. We did get the side hustle income that I talked about in a previous video. That money is from TikTok. That is after I put money aside for any taxes. So I was left with $515. I pretty much put all of that money straight into our medical cost sinking funds. And we were officially at the amount that we would need, which was $1,400. We'd officially reached it. And then we had my son have to go to the ENT and get a procedure where he was put to sleep. I've already checked the insurance website, and it looks like we're going to owe about $1,300 to $1,400 just for that, which I'm going to talk about in another video. But it's just, it's funny. All you can do is laugh. Very thankful that my child is okay. He's doing better and things like that, but it's just funny. It's just, you can't predict some things. Like, things are just gonna happen sometimes. So yeah, now we are trying to come up with another $1,300 to $1,400 after we just reached our $1,400. So it's just gonna take some time. Obviously, we haven't even gotten these bills yet. They're not even due yet, but we know that we're going to have to pay them in the future. I am going to do everything I can to just call and reach out about a potential like pay in full discount. I have no idea if that's something that they're even going to honor, but the worst they could say is no. So I'm definitely going to ask about it. Either way, we're going to start putting money aside for more medical expenses there. But that's what happened on the 15th. And then $37.55 is what we're working with this time. So I'm going to get my calculator here, starting with $37.55. and then subtracting this here mortgage payment that you see right here that we are planning to pay for payday. Second mortgage payment, subtracting $2,635 leaves us with $1,120 to work with after the mortgage payment that we are making that is extra and not required, but we're trying to pay off this house real quick. So then I go over here to my savings slash sinking funds. We are putting aside $500 for taxes. That is for property taxes automatically. I did plan $50 for Christmas. I think I'm actually going to do $100. We have 3 more months until December, like 3 more months of paychecks basically. So September, October, November. And then after that, it'll be December. So I would like to have all money set aside by December 1st if we could. Right now we have 500. If we put aside another 300, obviously that'll be 800. So I think we're actually going to do 100 here, which means that we actually need to subtract 600 from this. Leaves us with 520. Now, by the way, one thing I didn't mention is our spending money. So these figures over here with the income, I don't even account for $200 that automatically goes from my paycheck to a separate bank account. And that is for spending money. We do that every 2 weeks. With that 200, we already had some money come out of that, one being $53 for my driver's license that I just had renewed. Like that's going to come out of that. I did write a check for that. No, I'm not paying an extra 1 to 2% for their credit card or debit card fee. So I did go ahead and take my checkbook and I wrote a check. And then also, my husband did get gas this morning, which that's going to come out of that checking account as well. That was $30. So that's a good $85 that are going to have taken away from that 200. So I would like to basically put that money back so we still have $200 to spend on things during these next 2 weeks. So I'm going to take 80, let's just say 85 from that and plan to move that money right on over to that other bank account. That leaves us with $435. Definitely want to just basically put the rest of this money in sinking funds, whether that be all towards medical cost or some towards recurring bills, other things, because we do have other things coming up as well for the rest of the year. So I want to put that towards that. But what you see here in the background is our credit cards, like the running balance with our credit cards. This one and this one. So on the 2 outer ones are our 2 credit cards. The one highlighted in gray, that is a debit card. I haven't updated all those transactions just because I don't track that as much since it's a checking account. Once the money comes out, it's gone. Like I know what we have left and things like that. But with the credit cards, I do need to like repay that. So I do track that a little bit more closely. So the things that I highlight in blue, I do that, meaning that I already have that money sitting in our high yield savings account. I don't need to account for it or come up with that money on payday. And so when I do highlight all the ones that are in black, which I don't know if it'll be cut off for you all, but on the bottom right hand side, it does tally up exactly everything I'm highlighting, which the things that we need to come up with comes to 143 just about. And by the way, if you guys need some place to do your budget, I will have that linked in the description. This is at my Etsy shop, but this is coming to about 143. Now, one thing with the other card though, if you see this RAF, that's refer a friend, I've gotten a credit from referring someone to this card. And I have another credit for $100 coming because I actually referred more than one person. So I'm going to factor that into our budget. Basically, the first 100 is kind of going towards like groceries because I kind of planned a little bit. I made a little mistake with budgeting for this month. I had planned for 4 grocery trips when actually there was 5 grocery trips because there are 5 Mondays and we always go grocery shopping on Monday. So I planned for $550 for groceries, but I'm going to use this extra 100 for the excess. It's going to be a little bit off. I'm going to use that for the extra grocery trip that we have. Now that I have another $100 coming, what I'm going to do, since that's automatically a credit to the account, is use that $100 in the sense of not like I'll have an extra $100 left over from grocery money. Technically, I can just take it from anywhere, which where I'm going to take it from is our sinking fund. If you guys saw the last budget, you know we automatically put money for our bills and groceries into our sinking funds and let that sit, pay it off at the end of the month. And that'll earn a little bit of interest in our high yield savings account. Since I have this extra $100, I'm going to be left with $100 in that sinking fund and instead use that money to pay the other credit card. And I actually also redeemed some cash back of $63. So I'm going to be left with like a little bit more even. So just going to use that to pay some of these charges. That way I'm not having to take so much from our current money that's left over, and I can put more of that towards savings. Since all of this is $142, I'm just going to pay like $20 worth, $21 worth. These charges right here, Chipotle and Dunkin', that adds up to just about $20. So I'm going to pay that amount this time, which it comes up to about $22. So I'm going to take that $22, going to pay that on the card, and then later on this month, pretty much like right as the month ends is when I pay all of the credit cards off and all of our bills. I'll pay the rest of that at that time. So $435, we're going to subtract that 22, leaves us with $413. I like roundabout numbers. I'm just going to put aside $410 into our sinking funds. That'll go towards medical costs or reoccurring bills. We still need to save for several different things. That'll leave us with a little bit left in that checking account. Again, majority of the money that we'll spend will be from that other checking account where we'll have the $200, and that'll last us for the next couple of weeks. And we are all set with this paycheck. Like, money comes in and money goes away real quick in this house. But after making this mortgage payment, it is going to officially have us go under $50K, which is so exciting. And then after this, we'll have how many months left? We have 3 months left towards the end of the year, like 3 more months of paying on this mortgage. And then next month, that'll be 7 full months. So 10 more months until payoff. We got to keep it going. We got to keep doing exactly what we're doing to get to pay off. Only reason that we're able to pay this off by the end of July is because of 2 3-paycheck months where there's technically unbudgeted money, because if you are like us and you use the first 2 paychecks to budget all of your money, we consider it to be an extra paycheck. If there's a third one, we still have to put money aside for like gas and stuff like that. But aside from that, it leaves us with a good chunk of money to put towards other things. And that is helping us to have this house paid off by the end of July. So 10 more months times 2, since we typically get paid twice a month, that is 20 more paychecks plus 2 more paychecks because we have 2 months where we get paid 3 times. That is 22 more paychecks until payoff. Please subscribe if you are new. You are not going to want to miss us paying off our house. Comment and let me know how you guys are doing with your budget. And if you want, watch the video at the end of this video.